Good morning, world. Last time I talked about 5 reasons or to prioritize mental health, or 5 things that happens when you do prioritize mental health. Today I wanted to touch on 5 things that can happen when you do not prioritize your mental health. As you know, mental health is one of the most important pieces of human health, but it's also one of the most neglected pieces, especially in our society. Anytime you see that particularly government, when they're looking, when money's short, or when we are looking to take money to do something else, one of the first places people look to cut is mental health, whether it is federal, local, or school related government. They're always looking to cut down on mental health, even though it is one of the most important pieces and it affects so many different aspects. So 5 things that happen or that can happen when you do not prioritize mental health. First is that you struggle to find the joy in life. You struggle to enjoy when your mental health is not where it needs to be. Things are not, you don't experience life as you could. You don't experience life as you should. Things on the outside, things may seem to be going really well. Maybe your career is going well, you have the money, you have the house, but if you are not mentally healthy, you will still find it difficult to enjoy all those great things that you have. So sometimes people looking from the outside could say, hey, everything seems to be going so well in this person's life. Why are they not happy? If your mental health is not right, it doesn't matter how much you have, how much external stimulus you have, you may still find it difficult to enjoy all of these other great things. 2 is that other areas of your life can suffer. If you are not mentally healthy, family, work, social life, all those things can suffer, because when you are not in the right mental space to engage, to participate in all these activities, whether it's going to work and being super productive, or going out and enjoying time with friends, whatever it is that you would do in everyday life becomes difficult if your mental health is not where it needs to be. So if you don't prioritize your mental health, all those other areas in your life, especially including those areas that you want to or do prioritize, all those can suffer. 3 is that you leave the door open for smaller issues to become or to develop into bigger problems. This means that when you are not prioritizing your mental health, sometimes most of the time, things don't just happen like that. It's not just, hey, you wake up today and you have a major issue. You gradually see symptoms that start to develop. You start feeling things, you start noticing things. If you are not making your mental health a priority enough to get those smaller issues addressed, they can develop into a major situation. Maybe you're experiencing some depressive symptoms, but you don't take care of it, and then before you know it, you fall into a major depression because you haven't done whatever you needed to do to address the symptoms when they first presented. Stress is one of the most common things that happen, where people say, hey, it's part of life. Stress is part of life. But if you're not managing that, if you're not taking care of that, it could develop into something bigger. 4, you put yourself in situations where you can make sacrifices that are not worth the trade-off. When you are not mentally healthy, you are not your best self to make the decisions that you need to make, or the decisions that you are making. You are not always making the decisions in your best mental, physical, and every aspect. You are not there. So you leave the door open. You expose yourself to making sacrifices. You find yourself making sacrifices that you otherwise would not make, that are not worth the trade-off. And the last one is that you are more likely to engage in activities in behaviors that you may regret later. You may do things, you may say things, you may accept things that you in a healthier state would not do, you would not accept. So you expose yourself, or you are more likely to engage in things that you will later regret when you are healthier. Quick recap. One, you struggle to find the joy in life, even when things seem to be going great on the outside. Two other areas of your life could suffer. Three, you leave the door open for smaller situations, smaller issues to become bigger, to develop into bigger problems. Four, you make sacrifices, or you put yourself in situations where you could make sacrifices that are not worth the trade-off. Five is that you are more likely to engage in activities that you may later regret. And as always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that is more than handle, there is a lot of help out there. So please do reach out and get that help. And again, I am a Florida licensed clinical social worker, actually Florida and New York. So I do work with clients both in New York and Florida via video conference. So if I can assist you, please do reach out. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.